welcome to episode 8, are we, of Cold Iron? Sorry we're kind of late. Um, we were all just getting back into the swing of things. It's been 2 weeks, if you haven't noticed, since we've been here. And I want to apologize for that. I mean, it wasn't really my fault. I didn't summon the tornado that took over our town, but, or at least no one's accused me of it yet. But we had some power outages on that weekend 2 weeks ago, and it was just going to be really difficult to organize everything, so we just decided we would cancel this one and the next, just to make sure that we're staying on our regular schedule. We didn't want things to go out of order. You might notice we have a new player. I loosely introduced her at the end of the last episode, but you will learn more about her today. I want everyone to say hello to Bianca. Hi, Bianca.
Hi, friends.
Right. I'm also monitoring the chat today because it is Thanksgiving here in Canada, and we are our beloved Alicia is elsewhere with her family and unable to monitor the chat. So if I hop over there, I'm going to try and say hello. The players will probably be in there too, as they usually are. I don't think there's any other announcements. Oh, next episode, episode 9, we're going to be doing a giveaway, animated spell cards giveaway. We're excited. The Kickstarter ended really well, and so we're celebrating it with a giveaway from the Deck of Many. So we'll be announcing more about that this week, but tune in for episode 9 if you want to win some real magic in your pocket. Okay. Where did we leave off?
You guys were... there was a new dwarf at the table, I think.
Yeah, you were in the dining car, as always, where we like to end our stories. And, someone had sat down with you looking for... to join you on the next adventure. I guess we'll just pick up right there. Bianca, if you want to describe what your character looks like.
Absolutely. So I am a stocky little girl. I'm a dwarf, fairly tall and sort of olive brown complexion. I've got really dark brown hair. So far it sounds like I'm describing me. That's good. I've got a huge sort of crown braid on my head, and as you guys saw, I only have one real eye. I've got this ruby eye thing going on my left eye, because I was born with one eye, so I have a ruby in there that helps me see now. And I've got some comfortable leather armor on. And I've probably got a lot of stuff with me. So I've got a variety of supplies. I have many trades. I brew, I smith. I also, dabble in jewelry making. So
Bianca, Ruby Eye, is this your pitch as you sit down at the table to why you should be joining the group?
Sure, why not? I was actually just saying I'm probably carrying a whole bunch of stuff with me because I have a lot of stuff and I like to bring it with. Sort of pack horse, but yeah, I mean, I'm here, guys, to make some money, to make a name for myself, and to do some good for the people of Bellisk and for, frankly, myself. So I'm here to build stuff and discover stuff and really just get my name on some new things.
Can I touch your eye?
Not
your eye, your other eye.
I'd rather not, but I mean, it doesn't feel anything. It's kind of a weird request, one of those things. I'm not super fond of the fact that I have this eye, so you'd rather not?
Oh. So Anna perked up as soon as you said jewelry making, and she's staring, but not not in a rude way, but just kind of really into the eye.
Yes, it's a ruby in my eye. I know, let's just move on. It's a thing, it's my eye. It's better than a glass eye, but that's it.
So I always get than a glass eye.
Oh, thanks. It's just,
I'm Anna Sinclair.
Hi, Anna.
The Bellisk Sinclairs.
Oh, Of course. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Rinmura Ungart, and yeah, I'm out to explore. I'm afraid I've never heard of you guys.
I'm going to call you Rin.
Okay, I like that. That's good. Rin is
Ooh,
good.
Ruby Rin. Ooh,
Yeah, that works too.
excellent.
You're pretty small. And I want to say something to you in Gnomish and be like, "How are things?"
Whoa! In common, I say, whoa! You gnomish. I was just helping my friend with her gnomish. I was helping Anna, and she was learning, and so she could probably understand you now too. And things are good, right, Anna?
I say in very broken Gnomish, yes. Things good.
And I'm gonna be a little nicer to Anna now that I know she speaks Gnomish and be like, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Anna."
I reply in Dwarvish because I know that too.
I'm gonna say, "Well, la di da," in Dwarvish. That's very good. I see no accent. I detect no trace of an accent.
Anna's very fancy.
Anna got smart over the break, apparently.
Yeah.
So.
Anna did
God.
some studying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to do a little bit of downtime since we had kind of a busy fight kind of thing last week. So, last week when the last game we played. So you've got about 2 or 3 days. They said there's about 2 or 3 days before they uproot the tree. Finally, and get the train moving. Construction crews have been laying down track. So there is like now 30-40 miles worth of track laid out in front, heading further into the woods. So in the next couple of days, the train will be moving. But I don't know if you want to do some following up with some of the things on the train, or where's my train drawing? Ugh. I'm totally in my pajamas as well, so if you see that, just
Nice.
don't be upset.
I'm very offended.
Don't be upset.
So offended.
1
You
second.
can't even put clothes on.
D&D is for dressing up.
I'll balance it out with my grandpa sweater. All right. I'll just go full cozy. Okay. So, Ruby Eye, to get you caught up a little bit, the people you would probably be interacting with the most would be the train engineer, who is in fact not from Bellisk, but from the mountains, the mountain city of Proudhome. His name is Walter. Walter
I actually
Hemmerschmidt.
probably know him, and he's probably. I'm a little annoyed because I was trying to get away from him.
Oh.
And all the other dwarves.
Oh, I see. Well, he doesn't like anybody being around, so it's probably going to be easy enough. If you've interacted with Walter, you've also interacted with Fennel, the elven woman who works with him. She's a straight-up, full-on elf, and that's kind of weird. And then, if you're worried about the other dwarves on the train of import, there's a dwarven cleric named Sister Greta. She works as a missionary for Astley. There is General Bjorna Dolfgren. She's a female dwarf as well. She's representing the military from Bellisk. So those would be the ones you would probably be avoiding.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way. I just don't want to be around dwarves.
Fair enough. Is there anything you might be doing on board the train, or interacting with people that you might be interacting with, or jobs you might be doing that you would want some information about?
Just a second. Oh, I thought I was muted. I'm not. I was on board probably just being a backup smith for making sure everything's working, maybe helping craft some parts as needed to repair the train. And in my quarters, I definitely have a little brewing station set up because I really loves my ale. Possibly a little too much. So you'll probably see me walking around with like a flagon all the time or a little flask. But no, I've been just sort of hanging out on the train, mostly trying to keep to myself. But I hear there's a band of adventurers, and I'm curious to see what they're up to.
All right. Yeah, so you're all sitting around in the dining car, and this enthusiastic dwarven person has sat down with you, and so what is everyone doing?
Being very quiet, but also like kind of peeved because everyone's speaking all of these languages she does not speak. So she feels like a little more excluded than normal. And it's just kind of a little sulky.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't see you over there. I didn't mean to offend. It's nice to meet you. I'm Rinmura.
I reply in Dwarvish that I'm Sierra.
Another dwarvish speaker. I'm very impressed. Nice to meet you.
It's mutual. You're the one making those yeasty, hoppy smells happening, I think.
Probably, yeah. It's a best ale from here to wherever we're going.
Love me some yeasty ale.
Have you ever smelled a brewery?
Ale has yeast in it. There,
It's not a smell you'd want on a train.
especially while you're trying to sleep. But the cooks have been happy to have some actual booze on board. It was deemed unnecessary, or that they would find some on the way, but having any kind of beer has made a few people happy. And then you were probably working with Fidja and Sneer, the two tinkerers, the gnome and goblin tinkerer there. They are in charge of like getting new horseshoes made for the horses, and
Yep.
also doing any repairs on it. So Fidja and Sneer are probably your main friends, if you have any. Well, until now, of course.
Sure.
So is
Do
there
they like
anything,
to drink?
Sneer in particular loves to drink.
Sneer and I get along great.
All right. Sneer is a goblin, so hopefully that doesn't bother you too much. But
Nah.
he's not a dwarf, so
I'm not particularly attached to dwarves. I'm friendly with others.
all right, perfect. So yeah, so you have a couple of days. I don't know what you wanted to do to follow up. If there was anything you wanted to do on the train while it still stopped.
I'm not going back in those woods.
Right.
Sorry, did you say you wanted to go back or?
No.
No. I'm kind of sick of being cooped up on this train though.
Yeah, guys, I'm so bored. I'm reading so many books, and it was really fun to teach you Gnomish, but I didn't get to cast a single spell.
Is there a spell to make me learn it faster?
There's a spell to understand languages, but did you learn it?
Learn the spell or the language?
Oh dear. Don't worry, Anna. I think it's okay that you just know Gnomish, and I'll handle knowing this spell.
Sounds good.
You'll also notice that when the next day rolls around that Walker hasn't been around. Didn't show up for breakfast, kind of thing, the next day. She left a note with Anna. Anna, you wake up to a note sort of tucked under your pillow, basically, in your bunk. And it says that she's grabbed a pack and is going to go try and find some new stuff to eat for the train once they are back on the road. So she's hoping to be back soon. It's not the first time, I imagine. Like, she talks about camping and hunting a lot, so it's up to you how nervous you are about that. But that's the information she left.
Okay, well, I bring it to everybody, and I get the idea in my head that it'd be fun to go find her and surprise her with maybe a cake or something. Some desserts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A magic or a fantasy balloon. Some streamers.
What is a fantasy balloon?
I don't know, a balloon that is in D&D, fantasy balloon.
I see.
Yeah.
I think you just call it a balloon. Well,
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't really want to think
I'll
about
think
it right
about
now. Yeah. So, fantasy balloons aside, as you're having breakfast, a hooded figure enters into the dining car, and leans over the table, and you see a bit of a red face with a blue snout, and you realize that it's Farg, the hobgoblin researcher. He's looking very nervous. He's kind of got his arms crossed really awkwardly, and he says, I think I have something you'd want to see. Wait, someone new here. Is the dwarf okay?
No, she's missing an eye.
I don't mean about her general health. I mean,
I'm just looking at this guy, staring at him, waiting to
So-
see what he's gonna say.
I try and avoid the dwarves. They seem to have the biggest bias against me being here. So, as long as everyone else vouches, Sierra, do you vouch for her?
I don't know her very well. I'm so sorry. But she seems friendly enough, and she doesn't seem to have a bias against you.
She hasn't immediately pulled the warhammer on me, so I am assuming I'm safe. Can you make it? Can you come by the lab today? Any of you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll be there all day. I basically sleep there now. Anyway, I'm going to go because I'm extremely uncomfortable being here.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Can I give him a big hug before he turns around to leave? Just like the biggest one ever.
Yeah.
Or does he get
hates
away?
it. Nope.
Okay.
You do it and he hates it.
Okay.
Right. Okay, Luna, that's enough. That's all of that.
Okay,
Thank
have
you,
fun
I
at the
guess.
lab. See you very soon.
Oh no, it's never fun there. It's never fun. And you hear him just saying it's no fun at all as he goes.
It's no
Oh.
fun in science.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you guys doing in the lab that he's working so often and so long?
We
We've
do
got some-
science.
Yeah,
Science.
we got some tree goop.
Huh?
Oh, from the big tree that we had destroy our travels.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
That's
Anything
about it.
anything good? Any minerals? Any rocks, gemstones in there? That might
In the
be.
lab?
I mean, I found a rock,
I mean,
and I
it's
pull out like
if it's
a
sap.
vial with
you know.
like a rock in it. Found a rock outside. I think it's science. I'm not really sure.
It is science. As long as it's in a vial, it's science.
I'm gonna look at this rock and kind of dismiss it. it's just a stone.
What, you don't like my
But
rock?
thanks.
I found it
Uh,
myself.
I think you're on mute there, Lunabelle.
No. I am no.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
I saw you moving. I can.
Oh. Phew. So what do you guys want to do today? Do you want to go to the lab? Do you want to go outside? Do you want to go on the roof? Do you want to go under the train? Do you want to go back to the forest?
Luna. Those are great options, but I think staying on the train a little bit away from the forest is the best.
Oh. Are you scared of the forest?
I mean, there was a ghost in the forest.
There was a ghost in the forest?
Yeah, real spooky.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's not normal. Why have you told anybody about this?
I mean, there's no need to tell the entire world what you see. Sometimes keeping quiet's the best option.
Sure. That sounds pretty cool. Was it a evil ghost? Or
Not
just
everything's black and white.
okay.
Sierra
I-
likes to be very mysterious.
I'd like to see a ghost or at least get some fresh air, stretch my legs as little as they are.
Let's take her to see the ghost, guys. Let's take her to see the ghost.
Do you think we can find the ghost again without Walker?
Oh, maybe not. I'm not very good at finding.
Aw.
Well, why don't here? How's this? Why don't I go get you guys some ale, specially brewed? Bring it back here. We'll talk, or you guys can come visit me in my quarters. Really, it's up to you.
Or we could drink ale on the roof of the train, because I like Annabelle's idea.
Get some fresh air.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Seems
not
fun
a fan
and
of
safe.
heights, but like I'll give it a whirl.
Yes.
I'm gonna go leave now, go to my quarters and get a small barrel of ale and a couple tankards because I
Dwarven-
just keep them in case.
Yeah. Dwarven breakfast ale.
Exactly.
The best.
With extra tea.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. You guys want to get up onto the roof?
Mhm.
All right. Easily done. There are ladders on the outside of basically every outer wall of the, where the two cars connect. There are ladders that let you get up. What car do you want to get up on top of?
The lab car.
The lab car? All right.
Yeah.
But we have to stop by there later anyways.
Exactly.
So
right.
you could just literally drop in on Farg.
I
from
don't think
above.
he like that.
If there's a hole in the roof, we should go through it.
Yes.
There are
Absolutely.
the lab car has a lot of vents and stuff on it, but nothing really big enough for you to actually get into.
Even the small one?
Even the smallest ones, no. The vents are more. They're not very big, or they're chimneys kind of thing for the small kiln that you have for heating up your science.
Would anybody be mad if we made a hole? Just like a sunroof.
There is a short list of people who would be extremely mad.
But what if, it's a sunroof? It's like, you can open it, close it at will. Get some sunshine in.
Anna, I'm not the boss of you, so we will see what we will see.
Does
So-
anyone know how to make a sunroof?
There's no sunroof spell, at least not in my book.
Ooh, dwarf, you make stuff. Can you make a hole?
I cannot make a hole, at least not one that can be repaired and reused. I can
Hmm.
certainly make a hole, but not a window or a
All
sky.
right, well, I'll table it for now, but
Okay.
at some point, I feel like this is necessary.
You all have a very peculiar idea of what an adventure entails.
Well, you don't want to go in the forest because you're too scared, so we're going to play on the train.
I'm gonna come running back with my arms full of keg and really awkwardly carrying these flagons because it's a lot.
Ooh,
And
can I
I
help
would
you
like-
carry those?
that would be great. Thanks.
And like 4 different mechanical arms come out the side of me and just grab all of the stuff.
Whoa, that's so cool. That's very neat.
Yeah.
Do you have an extra one to carry me up the ladder?
And I kind of like push some buttons, but nothing happens. No, sorry, Anna.
Oh, well, worth a shot.
All right. So, do you want to get to the lab car and climb up from there, or do you want to walk across the top for a bit?
I feel like we should go to the lab car because Farg wanted to talk to us.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I would like the fresh air outside, and realistically, guys, I don't think I'm gonna make the leap across cars very successfully. So if we just walk to where we're going, that would be really handy for me.
Okay. You only have one eye, so we won't make you jump. That makes
Okay.
sense, right, guys?
I'm
Depth
more
perception
concerned about
here.
like my physique.
I mean,
Fairly
Oh.
short legs, and I'm not
Well-
nimble like you.
Oh, I thought it was just because you didn't have any, like, depth perception.
No, my eye fixed that. So my
Oh.
eye, my eye is just like a real eye. It's just ruby.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I didn't have depth perception. That was a super big issue because I couldn't see when I was making stuff. But yeah, now I have this, and it helps me see. It looks kind of ugly.
What? I think it's beautiful.
Thanks.
Okay, to Fark.
So, so Ruby Eye, just since I'm not sure where you're at with your D&D knowledge, but what's your strength?
I last played second ed.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
What's your strength stat?
My strength is 16.
So that's actually how far you can jump in a straight line.
Oh, okay.
So just for future reference, I mean,
Good to
you
know.
can be uncertain with the jumping, but for future reference, technically, you can jump that
Technically, I can
far.
do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
No worries. That's what I'm here for.
I've
Living
drunk a
Ruby.
little bit too much today. Then I'd rather
Right.
not jump.
That breakfast ale goes down smooth.
that might just sort of like set my tummy off a little.
So as you start heading back from the dining car to the lab cars where you are near the back, you actually come across the private sleepers, which are for the more highfalutin passengers on board. And a human man is stepping down out from his room, right into the snow, and he's got like dress shoes and spats on, and as soon as he steps down to the snow, he like looks down at them, and is just like, he shakes his head and lets out a, I hate this snow shit. He looks up at you and says, oh, hello there. Greetings, citizens of Progress. Nigel Sawyer, political representative from Belliska. I should have brought some boots, I suppose. I might have some in my cabin. I don't believe we've met. So he has like a large handlebar mustache, a little bit of a stub of a cigar. He's wearing like if there's such thing as a casual tux, it's what he's got on. He looks extremely perturbed, and his face is like his eyebrows are permanently furrowed. He just walks up to Lunabelle and reaches out. Oh, what's your name, little lady?
My name's Lunabelle, and I try to reach out a hand to like shake his hand, but all my hands are carrying stuff, even my real ones and my mechanical ones. So I just kind of like, hey.
Right. Oh, okay. And he pats you on the head. What do you do for Progress? What do you contribute?
I'm a wizard, Harry.
My name's Nigel.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Nigel. I'm a wizard, Nigel.
Oh,
I do research.
Oh, okay. You're working
With beer.
You're working with the staff crew. I see. Well, I mean, I hope you find a way to melt all the snow, because I'm starting to get a little bit disinterested.
Nigel, I can do that for you, Nigel. And I want to cast the firebolt cantrip and make like a little fire and like burn all the snow all around his feet.
Oh shit! And he's like jumping around. Okay.
Ta-da!
Well, I guess I'm glad your aim is good. These are my good shoes, although I'm not treating them so kindly. Thank you. I suppose you could follow me around all day and do that?
Okay.
No, I'm just joking, of course. I don't really. I should have brought boots. I'm sure I can get someone to provide them for me. And then he goes over to Anna and says, "Now, who are you?" He puts out the hand.
Anna Sinclair. And I like put my hand out like this, so he has to like. It's not a handshake.
Right. He takes it and he knows and he gives you the kiss thing on the hand, and he says, another person who chose fashion over function. I see.
Mm-hmm. As it should be.
Oh, those boots look. Yeah.
I do have some very comfortable warm boots, but they're not, don't necessarily go with the rest of the outfit.
I find that you've done a convincing job of making them work together.
Thank you.
So, what do you do, Anna? How do you contribute to Progress's progress?
I do some science,
Oh, I got a bunch of brainiacs here, I see. Well, that's excellent. I hope you discover some interesting things while we're out here. I hope you make the whole trip worth it.
I start reaching for the rock in my pocket, but then like decide not to.
So, Ruby Eye, I'm gonna say that you've met Nigel before. And so he pats you on the shoulder and says, "Thanks for that help with someone someone removed all the screws from my bed and it collapsed on me. So I appreciate you coming in to manage that."
Not a problem. Nice to see you again, Nigel.
Yeah, it was. I don't know who would do that to me and why, but anyway, thank you.
You can almost see. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Anna.
You can almost see like a light bulb going off in Anna's head at hearing that you can remove the screws from people's beds to mess with them.
She takes note, does she? I see. And now a face I don't believe I've seen at all. What is your name, Miss? And he leans into you, Sierra.
To grip his hand in a firm handshake. It's like the opposite of Anna's greeting. My name's Sierra.
You've got the grip of a laborer.
It's very kind of you. Have some ranching experience, though I don't know how cattle will fare out here.
Well, I mean, maybe with the help of magic and science, we can make cold weather cows.
Cold weather cows! That's gonna go as #1 on my next research project.
It contains some alliteration, so I think that it's worthy of investigation. Also, that just rhymed, so I'm on a roll.
Very smooth.
I'm gonna call you Nigel the Poet.
That's really kind of just Nigel's fine, or Mr. Sawyer if you're feeling official.
Well, what do you do, Mr. Sawyer?
I'm the I'm the political representative of Bellisk. I've been sent to represent the government's interests. No one seems to want me around, but anyway.
Well, what are the government's interests? Cold weather cows?
Yeah, that's top of the list there, miss. So,
Quickly, not researching it.
Yeah, good thing. Now I'm going to bother Wendell about finding me a pair of proper boots. I'll let you go on your way, your merry way. But if you have any questions that relate to if you have any questions, then I'll be happy to answer them. He shakes all of your hands one more time. Another kiss on the hand for Anna, and he starts marching like with really big steps so that his feet aren't in the snow more than they have to be, and up towards the dining car direction.
Once he's out of earshot, can I say something to my friends? Can I say, guys, he said that he would answer any questions we may have, but he didn't answer my question.
Typical politicians.
Yeah. Luna, he works in politics. You're never going to get an answer from him.
Interesting. Okay.
And he wonders why someone removed all the screws from his bed.
Oh!
the sickest of burns. All right.
Do you know something about that?
Can't say that I do, but I can't say that I blame them.
Fair enough.
So you continue your way down down to the lab cars. There are two. One that Farg is in, and the other one. So are you going to talk to Farg first, or are you going onto the roof first?
Farg.
We should get Farg drunk and then ask him questions.
I'm happy to share with another.
I mean, you might want to offer him just because he's a little scared of you.
suppose I have nothing against him. I know Markines don't always get together and get along very well, but he seems nice enough, if a little skittish.
So, Luna, as you enter into the lab car, there's actually 3 people in there. There's Farg, who seems to have fallen asleep at his workstation. And then there is your, Anna, your fair weather friend, Constance, who seems to be berating a third person who you haven't met on the stream anyway, the lead researcher, Mervis. And Constance has obviously had some of the hair of the dog from whatever she had gotten up to the night before. And she's got like an eyedropper kind of thing that she's like gesturing at Mervis with. Not like super threateningly because it isn't a weapon, but she's just kind of waving it at him and she's saying, "You let him sleep, all right? He obviously has been working really hard. You don't wake him up, Mervis. You hear me?" And he's like, I'm not going to bother him. Sorry, I thought, he has a bed. And she's like, "That's right. He is gonna sleep here. And I am too, so you don't wake me up either." And she, like, stumbles out and pushes past and says, "Hey, Anna, rough night last night, so I'm just gonna... Can you do my work? Great. I'm gonna go sleep in the other car."
Sure, I got it. Twice the science.
She stumbles and, like, gives Luna a hug, an accidental trip hug, and then says, yeah, I'm sleeping. And she wanders off to the, staggering through the snow to the other car.
On seeing Mervis, who is my boss, I'm going to immediately drop all of the beer, ale, paraphernalia in the snow outside the cart and not bring it in with me.
I'm going to dive to save my keg.
Okay, give me a dexterity roll then.
Absolutely. Wrong dice.
First roll of the game is to save the beer.
I do not succeed.
What did you get?
A 5.
So you scramble to dive and you land face first into the snow as the keg just goes chunk into the snow in front of you. It's fine, but your dignity is a little damaged.
It's not supposed to get cold. It's breakfast ale. You gotta
work
drink
on that
it
depth
warm.
perception.
Okay, maybe it's not perfect depth perception.
Mervis says,
I'm gonna look a little embarrassed.
Mervis, like, is leaning past all of you and looking out the door and saying, who's your new friend? There's not a... And he starts whispering, "Sorry, Farg is sleeping. There's not a lot of room in here. I don't think you can all fit. Can I help you?"
What happened here last night?
Research? I can't get Farg to sleep in his own bed.
Did somebody remove the screws?
I would think he'd be able to fix that on his own. He hasn't said anything. Has he said anything about having some loose screws?
Bit of an epidemic around here.
Right. Oh, I get it now. Yes. Science on the brain. He is just very tired, and then I was yelled at about waking him up. So, I can help you, I guess. If Luna, is your research coming along well?
Yes, and I even have a new project. It's called Cold Weather Cows.
We could just give them a coat. I think you should be focusing on your other work.
Can I peek my face into the lab and look around, because I haven't had a chance to go there yet and no cause to go. So I'm gonna really awkwardly just look.
Give me a perception roll, please, for Ruby Eye.
Okay.
Sierra, cows in coats.
Cows have their own coats, though.
Not for this weather.
I am not doing so good today.
A 6? There are a lot of, from where you're standing, there's a lot of legs in the way, and you kind of get a glimpse of, like, a lot of fine glass and a few rows of books, but you don't really get a good idea from where you are.
Cool. That's, looks like any other room, then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find
Yeah.
another dice now. Another die.
Okay.
It's hopefully not gonna give me such.
You've
terrible
already
rolls.
got a cursed one, eh? That's too bad.
Yeah.
It's at this point that there's enough commotion that Fark wakes up
Oh no.
and he says, the quadratic equation. Oh, you have come to see me. All right. Mervis, can I have the room? I guess I work here. And Fark says, this is a private conversation with my acquaintances. And Mervis says, okay, I'll go be quiet in the other. I'll do my things in the other one. I hope that Constance doesn't yell at me again. And he pushes past and half trips over Ruby Eye, who's still peeking, trying to get a look in the room. And he says, oh, sorry. Fascinating stuff, eh?
Very.
Hmm.
Can't wait to see more when there's no legs in the way.
Right. Well, legs are going to leg, you know? And then he starts to walk awkwardly to the next car, and then you see him very quietly creak the door open to get in, so he doesn't wake up Constance. Farg says, come in, please. Don't linger in doorways. So, I have spent some time with your goop.
That's a weird thing, guys. I'm not sure I want to be part of this adventure.
Well, you can leave at any time if you are uncomfortable with
It's
the goop.
just goop.
It's just goop.
I mean, don't touch it or anything, but
It
just
might
goop.
be a little more than goop. So, I managed to acquire these from Mervis, and he reaches into his lab coat and he pulls out a pair of glasses. I'm going to give them back before any of you start thinking filthy, thieving hobgoblin. I'm going to return them to him, but I figured this was easier than just asking. Asking people for things is very difficult for me. So, these are his lenses of true sight. So you can put these on and you can see through deceptions, and you can see invisible creatures. I hate putting them on because I'm very concerned that an invisible creature is in the room with me at all times and that's spying on me. So far so good, but anyway.
Don't worry, Farg. The room is currently very jam-packed full with visible creatures.
Right, yes. And that
No
also
room
makes,
for invisible.
That also makes me extremely anxious and uncomfortable. But regardless, I have been using the true sight to examine the goop. Before I talk about that, though, as I said, I have been spending time with the goop. Not like I have not gone on a date with the goop or anything, but I have spent some, just had it around, and when I've had any chances to examine it, I have looked at it, and it has started to change what it looks like to me, which is strange. It looks like pile of rot grubs. Do you know these? He holds up the goop. He holds up the goop, and it still looks like the kind of sap, like black sap that it was when you found it. Rot grubs are like in hobgoblin war bands. They are used as torture for disobedient hobgoblins. They are nightmarish creatures. They crawl under your skin. They devour you from the inside out. I have lost a few friends to the rot grubs. And now this goop has made my nightmares flesh. I am terrified of it, except when I am watching through true sight glasses. And then I see something different.
What do you see?
What do you see, dwarf?
Yeah, I was gonna ask actually, can I take a closer look and put
Sure.
those
Give me an investigation roll.
investigation?
Yeah.
6.
Oh wow. That's another one for the. That's another one for the. For the
Yeah.
garbage. All right.
Yeah.
When you look at it, you see. You see coils of optical nerve. Like
That's
a room, and something about it just upsets you because it just reminds you of what you've lost and things, and it just is strange that everyone. Why would they be keeping this here?
it's a very strange substance. It's very sad. What is this? Where did you find this?
This was collected from the tree by these ladies, apparently.
The goop
I-
tree.
The goop tree, yes. Scientific term. Except when you look at it through the true sight glasses, it's kind of strange. Are you familiar with the term ectoplasm?
Yes.
It's
Mhm.
Have you encountered ghosts or spirits? Have any of you encountered ethereal creatures?
I
There
try to
was a
avoid
snow
them.
ghost.
What is a snow ghost?
A ghost
I
in
don't
the
live in
snow.
your mind.
Ghost in the snow.
Right. Okay. Stupid question. Was it corporeal?
Was it what now?
Did it have a physical form?
I kind of like look over at the others.
More or less.
Like,
Yes.
could you touch it, or did it interact with objects on the prime material plane?
It touched Walker, didn't it?
Yes.
And it picked things up. It moved things around.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it picked up a badger. Anyway.
Okay.
Unless
It
the
picked up
badger
a badger.
was a ghost badger. We don't know.
So spirits can take on a few forms. They can be ethereal, which is kind of your classic spooky ghost that is transparent and translucent and can move through walls. And then sometimes they are corporeal, meaning they have a physical form. These goop seems to be ethereal. It seems to be some kind of phantom liquid.
Ghost goop.
Yes, ghost goop. It seems to take on the form of something that people are wary of, or the form that will sow the most confusion in them.
I want to see.
Well, when you look at it, Luna, you just see the sap, the thick sap. Oh,
I want to
you wanna
use the
look through it?
glasses. Bart, can I
Oh.
use the glasses?
Right. Yes. Don't get grubby fingers on glasses, and he hands them to you. So it takes a bit to adjust, and there is sort of a filter on it that gives everything a just like a little bit of a blur, but in sharp focus in the container is the same kind of liquid, like in consistency seeming, but it's transparent, but almost has like an internal glow to it that, like if you put like a light underneath some, a bottle of a dishwasher liquid or something, and it would kind of like glow from the inside, or like a lava lamp kind of thing, except that it's not really moving; it's just sitting at the bottom, and it definitely has this ghostly white kind of shimmer to it.
Guys, it doesn't look scary to me at all. It looks glowy and kind of ghosty.
Ghost goop.
Yeah.
Why
That's
does
a
it
big
look
summer.
so different to all of us?
I think it sees, if it spends enough time with a creature, it starts to see what might terrify them or weird them out. for lack of a better term. As to why you are seeing strange, sticky sap, do any of you have trauma in your past that involves maple syrup or honey, sticky goop?
No.
Those
No,
are
you weren't.
no.
No one that attempted to drown you in it or force
Not
you to
yet.
eat it. Right.
I mean, if drinking it by the gallon is attempting to drown in it, then. But that wasn't traumatic. That was cause for celebration.
You drank a gallon of honey?
No, maple syrup. Honey is
I-
just too sweet.
I'm still thrown off by this fact. But congratulations. I can only imagine the poop after.
Oh.
It was that's an interesting line of questioning.
Well,
Emma is just horrified by this conversation at this point. She's like, clutching some pearls,
It is just a bodily function, Anna. It is a normal thing. Everybody poops.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to let out a really big belch and smile after it. Just looking at Anna.
Excellent.
There's just flashbacks and horrified, just like.
But
Well,
I mean it good naturedly, just so we're clear. It's like
Right.
It's teasing you. It's not. I don't want to be a total jerk about it.
He goes to the door and he just cracks the door open a little bit, so the air can circulate a bit more. Right. Well, I hope that this is information that you can use. I would be wary about this falling into the wrong hands, because if
It's everywhere.
Well, has anyone else collected it?
Not to our knowledge, but
And I think that it will likely dissipate over time. I will keep it under close watch, but this is a weapon that could be used to terrify people, so... Sorry, it's a substance that could be used as a weapon to terrify people. I will try and keep it under wraps, if you are okay with leaving it with me.
Wait, I want to see it with the glasses. I want to see
Sure.
how it wants to freak me out.
Well, no, you see the sap, and then when you put on the glasses, you see that ghostly form.
Okay.
The
Anna
true
still doesn't really get that.
there's the true nature of it, I guess, is what you're seeing. Is the best way. I'll keep a close watch on it. Now that I know that it is not rot grubs, for Regal, then I will return these glasses to Mervyn, and hope that he doesn't notice.
Would it be better to just, lock the goop up somewhere? Keep it safe that way?
Well, yes, I keep it locked in my personal locker here, and he gestures over to the wall, and there are some small kind of there's four little lockable safes built into the wall.
We've got locks too. We can lock it up.
If you want to keep it safe, that's fine, but I will not be able to continue my investigation of it without being able to get to it.
I think you should keep it.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather keep the spooky stuff in the lab, contained.
Yes, it's a spooky lab, and I work there late at night. So
Anna very reluctantly agrees to this.
he takes the container, the little jar that it's stored in, and puts it in the locker for now. All right, I have slept my morning away, so I am going to get back to work.
Try getting more sleep once in a while.
I'll
Hey,
sleep when
Fark, would you like some breakfast ale to wake you up or put you to sleep, depending? It's all a matter of how much you drink, really.
Breakfast ale. This does not make
It's
sense.
soothing. It's soothing.
It's soothing.
It's soothing.
Soothing
You want to?
breakfast ale.
Yeah.
These words do not make sense strung together as such.
Well, I'm gonna pour you a flag, and I'm just gonna. You know what? I'll give him a sip from the one I'm carrying around, my tankard. Try it.
He takes a sip, and his face is like, before it's even his mouth, his face is screwed up, and then he tries some, and he says, is that matcha?
The finest of matcha and oatmeal.
Breakfast ale. I must examine this. And he takes the eyedropper that Constance was threatening Mervis with and takes a little and puts it into a tray. Thank you. Another
You're
project
welcome.
for today.
If you want
this
any
using-
more, just come see me in the sleeper cars. I'll,
Below your nose.
yeah.
I won't do that, but you can always come by here to say hello.
Of course.
Was any of this locally, like, is this any of this, the materials used to make this from the local woods?
No, these are all ones that I've brought with me on the train. It's my special brew.
Well, then I'll have to work on
But
it in my
you're right, I should
private-
take a look and see if maybe there's something nearby that I could add to a unique blend.
And then if you do that, I can work on it. I can examine it during work hours. Otherwise,
Okay.
this is now going to be another personal project,
I
of
see.
which I have too many. But thank you.
Well, I'll look
sorry,
into this, Spark.
I didn't get your name.
It's Rin Mura.
Right. He puts out a very shaky kind of hand.
I'm gonna heartily clasp it with both of mine and do a double-handed
Oh,
handshake for him.
Right.
Nice to meet you, Farg. And I'm gonna very vigorously shake.
Okay, all right. It's very, very nice to meet you, Rin. Why are you all so interested in very vigorous displays of public affection? I don't know if I'm ever going to come around to these. All the hugging and the handshaking.
I respect that, Farg.
Yes, Sierra knows. Hugs are weird.
It's the way we do things, I guess.
It's a
All right.
little people thing.
All right, well, I suppose I will see Anna and Luna later today while you do some work.
Anna's
Yeah. Are you gonna get some
sure.
sleep, Farg?
I will sleep when I am dead, which I hope is soon. It's just a joke, very dark joke. Sorry.
He's there, buddy.
I don't mean it. I am just tired.
Get some sleep.
Right. Okay. He goes back to work on some spell scrolls that he's examining, some notes he's going over. Seems to get lost in that.
Can I try to stealthily take the glasses with me?
You may. He's put them down on the counter beside him. Sleight of hand roll, please.
I found my dice. Well, someone was talking. They're in a box. They're here now. Sleight of hand. Oh boy. That's 11.
11. Farg definitely notices you grab them. Why are you doing this?
I just wanted to see the goop again.
Well, you can look at it any time. And also, it's locked away. You were going to break into my locker too?
I'm not trying to break into your locker. What happens if I look at you with them on?
You see a slightly foggy, blurry Farg.
Apparently your true nature is blurry.
That would explain a lot. But no, everyone you look at will look that way, assuming they are not a illusory or have transmuted themselves into something they are not. So.
Ooh, and I check all my friends to make sure they're not illusory.
So your eyes pass over Anna, and she's just kind of a blurry shape. Well, I mean, fancily dressed blurry shape. And then it goes over Ruby Eye, and you actually see, in where her ruby is, there is a ghostly shape of a regular kind of eye. That as she kind of moves it around, you can see it's sort of like it's trapped inside the gem almost, is what it looks like. And then as it passes over Sierra, you see that there is what you think is like an old woman hovering over her shoulder. Just a kindly looking old woman hovering over her shoulder. Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
I
take
don't
those
know
from
if
you.
I like these anymore.
That's the right decision to make. I'm going to return them to Mervis later today.
Okay.
He'll probably just believe that he dropped them somewhere. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Good idea.
Yep. Cool. So I guess this conversation is done.
Yeah. Bye,
And I
Fark.
can. Goodbye, Luna. We'll see you later today.
Anna's
Alright.
already like at the door with like a peace sign.
I'll see you around, Fark.
Throwing it, yeah.
A pleasure to meet you, Rin. So up to the roof to drink. Is that what the plan is now?
Yeah.
Okay. You make your ways up onto the roof. The ladder is, I mean, the train cars are about 15 feet, like the roof is at 15 feet above the ground. But they're wide enough that you get up there and there's enough room to kind of sit. It is covered in snow. Several days worth of snow is gathered up there. I don't know if you're just going to stand and drink or what, but...
I like flop backwards and make like a snow angel.
I guess I'll melt a spot for myself with the cantrip.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just kick some snow out of the way with my feet so I can sit.
And kind of squat.
I'll burn a spot for CR2 because it looks like she's struggling.
Oh, thank you. Tip my hat at you.
I just stare at you for a second and then look away.
You all right?
Do you have a friend?
I don't have many friends.
Do you have... Are you...
Never seen you at a loss for words, Luna.
I'm
And I,
gonna
like,
hand.
sit up with like snow kind of falling back on my off of
I
my
want to
lid.
thrust some breakfast ale at Luna. Here, this will help you with your words.
And then I'll just like chug the entire cup.
Anna's like, I also need help with words, please.
I don't think any of us brought the cups, the tankards up though, did we?
I'm
I'm sure we made a couple trips and brought things up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll pour you some there, Anna.
Thank you.
So,
And I like
Here.
daintily try to.
as you are kind of looking, as you are looking up and down the train and enjoying your beer, you do see a few cars up. You see the observation car, which has a big kind of domed window on the front. And there's a couple of young children in there with their faces pressed against the inside, just trying to see what they can see out the windows. And then near the back of the car, actually, just the next car down is the army sleeper, and sitting on top of it is a really large crossbow, or I guess it would be a ballista, is mounted on top. You've seen it a couple times, but there is a guard lazily with his feet up on it, smoking a small cedar cigar that he's puffing into the night air. He kind of lifts his hand up and gestures over towards all of you.
Is he cute?
Make a perception roll.
14.
Yeah, I mean he's a man in uniform, so I don't know if that turns Anna's knobs or whatever, but you know, he has mutton chops, but they come into a mustache as well, so it's a little bit of a strange facial hair, but he's a young man. Seems hunky enough.
All right, Anna like winks and like blows a kiss across.
He kind of straightens up in his chair and adjusts his hat and tilts it towards you a little bit.
Lord.
Lovely morning.
At that point, Anna just kind of is like, yeah, sure, and then kind of turns away to talk to the rest of them because it's more of a game than anything.
All right, well, enjoy your rooftop ale picnic. And he like leans back and he puts his feet up again and awkwardly pulls his hat down and pretends to sleep.
Sarah just kind of rolls her eyes.
So is this what you guys do when you adventure? You just hang out on the roof? Feel
You
like
don't have to join in. We're just killing a little bit of time. It's been a bit of a rough couple days. Do you have a better suggestion?
I mean, I love Farg's idea of finding some new ingredients maybe for my ale, but that would require a little bit of exploration. And I mean, I'm up for it, and can't go far, but can maybe take a look. Surely the snow's melted a little around the train with all the heat it generated. See if we can find anything.
I've had enough ale to want to adventure.
All right. Let's do this. And as I stand up, I definitely want to stumble a little bit.
Well, you definitely do, yeah.
Excellent.
All right, so you're all stumbling down drunk off of the roof now?
I haven't been drinking.
I mean, Anna is.
All right. And where are you going?
I want to head towards the back of the train, see what we might have left in our wake, as it were, of maybe some vegetation or possible berries ingredients. I'm not particularly skilled at foraging, but Farg has put this genius idea in my head, and I want to see what I can see.
Right, okay, so you walk past the army sleeper, and then there's a very plain... Sorry, there's the army sleeper, the stable car, where all of your horse friends are having some breakfast of their own. Then there's a very plain-looking train car that doesn't seem to have any door on it on either side, or even on the front and back of it. And then there's the caboose, which I don't actually know the purpose of a caboose, but there is one. And then
I think it's just to stand on the back and wave at people.
Yeah, it's it's for hanky waving. And then there is 2 more salvaged cars from the damaged train that had collided with the tree in the first place. One is looking a little dented in, but they're mostly just like storage cars that they've just attached to the end. Once you get past that, the track runs hundreds of miles up to the... you can see fairly far, it's a clear day, and you can see where the track starts to go up towards the mountains on the towards Proudhome's station. Yeah, I don't know who's got the best survival skills amongst you, but I know Walker does, but she's not with us right now.
I only have +1.
I've got +2. That's
all right.
More than I expected from Anna.
Anna!
Whoever has the best shot can roll with advantage as you all start looking. You're looking for potential ingredients?
Yeah, seeing if there's any interesting, I don't know, herb type things, or maybe even berries that that I could incorporate.
How is Sierra's survival?
Just +1.
Okay. So it looks like sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like I said, I don't expect to find anything. I just want to and
Right.
satisfy my own curiosity too.
All right. Well, Anna, it seems like you have the best survival skill, which is
Oh,
surprising.
God.
So you can roll. Give me a survival roll with advantage.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, we got a 6.
I'm gonna wander off
And a
alone while
9.
they're doing that.
So
You're
9.
Okay. 9.
Mhm.
Okay. So Ruby Eye and Anna, sort of propped up against each other, start to wander a little more close to the forest edge, and you are just kind of like picking through shrubs and branches and just kind of kicking things around with your feet, trying to find anything that resembles something that might work well in a brew.
I pick up a random leaf and put it in one of my little like vials, my
Perfect.
science vials.
Random leaf, excellent.
Yeah.
More work for Farg. So, Lunabelle, you said you wandered off.
Yeah, I'm gonna wander off. Just kind of like, you know, when people who drink too much and they get really quiet and they go
Mhm.
like internal. So
Yeah,
she's gonna go.
introspective. Yep.
Yeah, so she's gonna go wander and maybe like look at a flower or something.
Okay.
If there's flowers, there's snow. I don't know.
If you want to give me a perception roll at disadvantage, since you are self-proclaimed drunk, Sierra, what are you doing?
I think I'm keeping an eye on Lunabelle, just like following her from a bit of a distance.
That creeps me out, by the way.
Well, you're creeping
Like
me out.
it creeps Lunabelle out in her head. She like keeps looking over her shoulder, like a little like rattled. You said with disadvantage?
Yeah, you're drunk.
Yeah. So 11.
Yeah, so there's actually a little further into the woods, what appears to be a icy blue flower growing out from the snow.
That cheers me up a bit, and I go to get it.
All right, it's very cold to the touch. You actually fingers freeze to it a little bit as you pull it up from the ground.
Ooh, as soon as I feel it hurting my fingers, I like bring a little metal doohickey out to hold it.
All right. Even though it's been pulled out, its light doesn't waver, and it still has this baby blue, ice blue kind of glow to it, and it just starts to frost over the end of your grippers just slightly.
Whoa.
Sierra, you see this, see her doing this, I guess, if you're keeping a close eye on her.
I just call out to her. We're like, "What did you find?"
It's a flower.
Can I see it?
I'll like hold it above my head.
Come over and look at it.
Yeah.
Does it? Sorry, it's so unusual.
It's kind of cold.
Reach over and like give it a little poke.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you've just got a fresh ice cube out of the freezer and you like wrap your hand around it, you know, it would start to sting a little bit. It's kind of that feel. It's not hurting you physically, you know, in any major way, but it's icy cold.
Definitely one for the lab.
Yeah.
Just like pat her shoulder like very awkwardly. Like I don't want.
She like accidentally pushes a button and like 4 things spring out. It's okay.
Spectre Gadget. So back with the Stumble Drunks, Anna, you find 2 or 3 excellent rocks that I presume you show to Ruby Eye enthusiastically.
I am going to lick them to determine what's inside them, if I can.
Sure.
Really just going to do it like in, oh my goodness, what's his face in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? When he's looking for gold and those.
Yukon Cornelius?
Yes, thank you. Yep. So I'm going to lick these rocks.
Give me,
I was gonna say, I see her doing it, and I'm like, oh, this is how you rock science. And I also look at the rock without knowing what really it does.
Okay.
I'm like, yep, it's a rock.
Ruby Eye, I need you to make a Constitution roll. You can toss in your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
And then Anna, I need you to make a Constitution roll, just straight up.
Okay.
So I rolled a 1. A natural 1.
Oh,
I
no.
got nat 20.
Really?
With a
Yeah.
2 proficiency.
Uh,
But if it matters at all, I am I have
you've
protection
got-
against poison.
Yeah, that's not what I was rolling. You were going to use your
Okay.
Constitution to sense what's in this rock.
Oh
your
yeah,
dwarven
no.
Nature.
I
Yeah.
did.
So
Just
you,
mostly
put,
one
you
stupid thing.
Anna, you have the whole rock in your mouth and you're rolling it around and thinking about it. And then Ruby Eye, you bring the rock very delicately to your tongue and you stick it onto your tongue and then you move your hand away and the rock is still stuck, frozen to your tongue. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the best taping rock ever.
Breathe on it.
So-
Oh, I say it like with my mouth still full of rock. Breathe on it.
So I'm breathing on the rock. That was a pretty tasty rock, but I don't think it's got anything useful in it.
So when you create the kind of cloud of warm air, Rinmura, you make that sound to kind of warm the rock off your tongue. Then something further into the woods makes a similar sound, like a sound.
Whoa. Did you guys hear that? Anna, did you hear that sound?
The rock is still in my mouth at this point.
Did you make that sound?
Did it echo off the trees?
I'm gonna try it again.
There's a pause, and then you hear.
Okay. No
You
echo
hear-
this time. That's kind of weird. Maybe we should.
From not too far away. Seems like
Oh,
maybe
good. Wolves.
25
Let's go
yards
back.
away. And at
I
this
love-
point, sorry, go ahead, Anna.
I was just like I kind of pull the rock out and I'm like, taking a couple steps back, Sierra.
Yep.
What
I'm
was
gonna maybe grab Anna and start walking us back to the train.
So Sierra and Lunabelle, you hear from your side of the tracks, you hear the howl. You didn't hear the kind of puff of air sound, but you hear the howls, definitely.
Do we recognize it? Like, does it sound like wolves or does it sound like something else?
Give me a nature roll.
One moment. Wow. 19.
So they sound like wolves, but they've got a deeper resonance to them. You think that this might be a pack of dire wolves,
Oh, good times.
which you know wholesale would leave with sheep. Just drag one sheep off on their own, still alive and kicking, and they tend to come up to your shoulder.
So like my head.
That's right.
Good. I really think we should head back to the train at least. We don't have to go on it, but maybe just give us the open space instead of being deep in the snow. And that way we can like make a decision about whether we want to go forward into the snow and explore or whether we've had enough adventure for today.
I kind of want to get close to the like armor car or whatever to like at least be in sight of Guardman with the big who's it?
That's fine. Doesn't take you. You just need to head back a bit, and you can get close to there.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what's on Anna's mind. Not sure if she like vocalizes that particularly well to Rin.
But you start backing up towards the army sleeper.
Pretty sure you said something, cute army guy, go. We'll get there.
Like gonna put my finger to my lips and just like motion to Lunabelle to like come with me so we can slowly start backing our way towards the train.
I'm still like hesitant and like looking over and around Sierra, trying to see any indication of what I saw with the glasses on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll follow her, but I'm wary of the surrounding area.
Okay. So you're all heading back to the army car sort of area?
Mhm.
All right.
I want to take a look as we're walking by. I still want to look at that interesting car just before the stables from the back. It has no doors. Like, I don't remember seeing that before.
Give me an investigation roll, please.
I think that's where they keep the really nice rooms.
Oh,
Like
maybe.
the really, really nice rooms.
Oh, hang on. Butterfingers. I have a really tiny desk. 17! Plus nothing, so 17.
That's pretty good. You wrap your knuckles on the wrap your knuckles on the car as you go by, and it seems the sound is kind of a deep echo kind of thing that makes you think that this is a pretty thick wall. A lot of the other train cars have padding on the inside and things to keep the heat in, but this wall is definitely a couple inches thick at least, and just dense right through. Like, it's the same material.
That's strange.
Anna's kind of like watching this and is like, I want in. I want to figure out how to get in.
Wonder what they're keeping in here.
I mean, if it's got thick walls, it's probably something valuable.
You hear a thump and like someone falling against metal as the army guy on the roof stumbles out of his seat and like scrambles over to the other thing, and he says, "I'm sorry, ladies, you can't be don't worry about this. You can't be around here."
I kind of like look at him and like, how much gold is in there?
It's above my pay grade to know what's inside of this container, but it's certainly not meant for civilians. I'm sorry.
I'm not a civilian. I'm an employee on this train.
I mean, non-military.
I'm a science. I wear the lab coat, everything.
Well, I will. I suppose you have to communicate your interest in this with your superior. But I have to keep an eye on it. That's what I'm here to do, and I am doing it.
You know, I talked to Walter, and he said I could go in.
Yes, I am.
Anna. We'll ask Nigel when we see him. I'll ask him.
Yes.
I'm
I
pretty
take that and kind of ignore it. I'm like, Nigel said I could go in.
Mr. Sawyer gave you permission?
Yes, he sure did.
Yeah, we saw him just this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Did he provide you with the means of getting into this box?
No, he must have forgotten.
Right. Well, then you are out of luck. You'll have to come back.
What kind of means do we need to get in to get there?
He said we needed a.
Is it a key?
Password?
Yeah. Do we have to do an interpretive dance?
As entertaining as it would be to see you do all of these things, I do not know how to get into the boxcar. I'm sorry. Again, my pay grade is much lower than the one required to be able to access the contents. It has no physical entrance. I imagine there is some magical trickery, but I am not privy to it.
Ooh, magical train car.
Now you can make hole. This one can use a sunroof.
No. Please, make my life easy and carry on.
let's. Oh, go ahead, Sierra.
I think at this point we've like backed up, or at least Sierra's backed up close to this conversation and just kind of like not to intrude, but there are some very, very large dire wolves not too far from here.
He scrambles to the other side as quickly as he can. He's slipping on the metal of the top of the car, and he starts swinging the ballista around towards the direction that you're kind of. Are you kind of gesturing towards the direction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they come any closer in all this time that we've been the time we've been
Anyone
walking?
who wants to take a look for the wolves can give me a perception roll.
I will look for the wolves.
I will also look for the wolves.
8.
5. Stop licking me. Stop it.
Anna, you're not looking for wolves?
Anna's still very focused on the
Magic box.
the magic box. She wants in.
And Luna, are you rolling for wolves?
No, I'm very concerned with keeping an eye and a half on Sierra.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything moving in the woods. The guard is kind of squinting towards the woods and says, it seems like they maybe run off. Most creatures don't want to get too close to the train, so I'll keep an eye out, though.
Well, let's go back and taste some more rocks then, guys.
I pop the rock right back into my mouth.
All right. Well, that sounds like a lovely way to spend your day.
Lunabelle, are you with us right now? Have you caught up to us?
From like 4 feet away from her, I say, yes, hi.
And can I see the flower that you found or no?
I would have put it away, I think, on the walking back of it.
Alrighty. So what did you guys find in the snow? You went the other way.
It's a very cold flower.
A cold flower.
It's chilly.
Is it pretty?
Yeah.
How is there a flower? It's the middle of winter.
Well, it was a chilly flower, so I think it was like a winter flower, like a cold weather cow, but a flower.
Was it wearing a jacket?
Yeah.
A scarf?
Yeah.
Can we see it?
Well, if I show it to you, you'll realize I was lying about the jacket and the scarf, but I'll get it out.
Anna tries to lick it.
Oh, definitely don't lick that.
But how do I know
gonna hurt
how to
real bad.
science it?
So, for this very important encounter, I need Anna and Luna to roll initiative quickly.
1.
No.
Rolled on that one.
That's like a 13. Yeah, 13.
Yeah, so Anna just stumbles forward with her tongue hanging out of her mouth and her eyes closed, just trying to lick it, and you very easily just yank it away from her. Yeah, sorry, Anna, you don't get a mouthful of snowflower.
But I want to do a science.
I think that licking science is only for rocks, but also, Anna, you should be careful because rocks come from the ground and animals poop on the ground.
But it's a rock, not poop. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
When
I
did
like
the licking thing start?
I point her and she showed me how to rock science.
Oh, sure.
Guys, I'm drunk. Why are you listening to me? I can maybe detect if there's some precious metals in a rock, but really, they're just mostly rocks.
Uh-oh, and I think she tricked you.
I pull the rock from my cheek and put it in a vial and away very sadly.
So, as you wander, are you wandering back to the main cars at this point?
I would like to do that away from the wolves.
Okay, yeah, there's no sign of them in the woods now. Maybe a distant howl kind of thing. And I think that's where we'll leave it for now for the break. We're just a little bit after 2:30. So, yeah, we'll be back in 10, 15 minutes and with more cold iron and more licking of the things that are found in the woods, I guess. So we'll see, we'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon.
See you soon.
And we're back. Welcome back to episode 8 of Cold Iron. Where we left off, much wilderness was being licked. But what we're going to do now is fast forward a little, unless there's any last-minute pressing things you want to do while the train is stopped.
I want to lick the magic box.
I also want to.
Give
Give me Constitution rolls, please.
I don't
Alright.
actually want to do that.
Anna absolutely does. 12.
A 12?
Yeah.
You do it kind of gingerly. You know that you don't want to freeze your tongue to it. It has a metallic taste because it's metal, and yeah, you don't glean any extra knowledge from it.
Okay. Guys, it's metal.
You can officially say that it is not a science.
Well, I scienced it to figure out it's not a science.
That's right, yeah.
So technically, I guess it is a science.
Everything is science.
The science of knowing whether something is a science or not is a science unto itself.
Yeah.
That is our new hashtag, lick the magic box. Excellent. So, a couple more days go by, and the kind of administrator that you had met previously, his name is Wendell, has sort of gone through breakfast on 2 days from now, and at breakfast time, and he says, by noon, everyone needs to be back in their either one of the middle cars, or if you need to work, you will be stuck in your working car, because we're finally moving. We've gotten rid of the tree, and we were able to move the train a little further down the track, further into the woods. Hopefully we'll find some interesting things, but hopefully also we don't collide with any new weird trees. So if you can be either in the observation car, the dining car, the day car, the commissary, or the passenger cars, that would be ideal. Anna and Luna, I know that you have employment with the laboratory, so if you need to be in there, that's absolutely fine, but you just be aware you will not be able to travel between the cars. And he goes through some parchment that he has. Rinmura, right?
Yep.
Right. I don't know if you're with... Have you been working with Fidja or either way, if you want to stay with the Tinkers, that's fine. Just, again, keep in mind...
Yeah, I've been mostly working with Sneer. I should probably check in with him and see what he's been up to. Kind of been slacking off in my duties lately.
Okay, well...
Probably shouldn't have told you that.
We'll be traveling for the better part of today, so this will give you an opportunity to focus on your work, I guess.
Great.
Because you will not be able to leave your car.
Okay. At noon today.
That's right.
And it's what time now?
About 9:30.
All right. Cool. Got 2.5 hours. We should do something.
All right, citizens, enjoy the voyage.
Sorry, at this point, just double checking for my pistols. I know one misfired and needs repairing. Have I done that already, or is this a good time to be like, hey, Luna?
I'm gonna say that Luna had some time over the past couple of days to do that. If you're comfortable with that, yeah. So they're back up to working order.
Yeah.
So yeah. Unless there's any last minute things, you have to figure out where you're going to be when the train starts to move.
I would like to be in the lab researching my flower.
Okay.
Anna kind of like frowns at that because she was hoping they could all just hang out in the dining car the whole time and not do any work.
Sierra, do you want to come help me research my flower?
Thank you.
Okay.
How much help I'll be.
Well, I better go do some tinkering. I'm sure there's something that needs repairing. I'm gonna go to the workshop.
Okay. And Anna?
Anna kind of reluctantly is like, yeah, I'll go to the lab, I guess.
All right.
You know, lick some more rocks.
Anna, I kind of want to be alone with Sierra.
Anna, like, visibly, like, her face just, like, completely falls and then, like,
Well,
okay.
it's
You're
not
welcome
because-
to come with me, Anna.
Oh, well, I guess I could be with the Tinkers. It would remind me of my father's factories, and that'll be kind of nice, I guess.
It's only because we can't lick the flower, Anna, and I know that you could be so useful doing other things, and also I think Sierra's a ghost, so I'm gonna research her too.
Whoa!
Ooh, yes. Ghost research. Okay. And like Anna visibly is like, yeah, perked up. Yeah, gotta research some ghosts.
She's a
Yeah.
ghost?
You said that like I'm here, and you said that?
Yeah.
Ghost!
Okay, I'm gonna just back up a little bit.
Luna, lick her. Well, do a science.
I don't have experience licking things. Maybe you should try.
Please, no one
I
lick
got-
me.
Anna like approaches to like lick her arm.
And just like shove, like back off, like do not lick me.
We need to know.
I don't. You don't find ghosts licking things.
You weren't licking anything. Oh wait. It clued into Anna that she misunderstood that sentence. I mean, if you lick a ghost and you feel them there, then they are clearly not a ghost.
You can feel my arm.
She looks
not a
pretty
ghost.
pretty present and solid to me, but I'm still not keen to interact with a ghost.
Anna kind of just throws up her hands. Fine, Lunabelle will do science if she wants to do science. I'll go lick some gears or something in the Tinkerer's car.
You should.
I don't think you're gonna want to lick those. They tend to be pretty greasy.
I like greasy food.
Well, that's on you. That's machine oil. It's not particularly yummy.
So as you split off and start heading to the cars that you're going to be residing in for the next few hours, Anna and Ruby Eye, you start heading up to the front, near the front.
Yes, indeedy.
Just after the chapel, there is the Tinker Workshop car. Looks like it's been repaired a few times. Like some things have exploded out from the inside, and so there are a lot of like mismatched metals patching up the sides. There is a door that Sneer is about to close as you're approaching. What do you want?
I got some work to do, Sneer. Or do I? Is there anything you need help with?
No, I've got it on my own. Fine, you can come in, but what about her?
She just wants to hang out and lick some gears.
Just wants to hang out and... No, she's got to go find her own car.
Her car is currently occupied. Maybe she could just hang out here and try and learn a thing or two? Or at least she'll stay out of the way.
Can
he-
I?
Mhm.
Sorry. Can I just sort of be like, well, I'm Gerard Sinclair's daughter. I'm pretty sure a Tinkerer's car is kind of where I should be right now.
Well, my dad tried to eat me when I was 1 month old. So I don't really care who your dad is.
You must not be much of a tinkerer then.
Who? Me?
I said you.
I'm the-
Yeah.
He reaches out and he grabs onto, not like too aggressively, onto Red Eye's shoulder, starts pulling her in. Enjoy getting left behind.
Whoa, Sneer. I mean, is she really going to be in the way? There's enough room in here for 3 of us.
I need my space, and he's like waves his hands around. I need lots of room to work, you know that.
Well, then you
Let's-
take the day off and go hang out in the bunker or in the bunks, and I'll do the work.
I sleep in my hammock in here, you know that too. No one wants me around.
Sneer, what if I showed you some cool blueprints of prototypes my dad drew up?
Yeah, what if she showed you those?
Show me one right now.
I pull out, it's not for the guns, but it's for some sort of really specific contraption that Anna doesn't really know what it's for, but she grabbed it before she left, and so she just like shows it to him. I don't really know what it is, but maybe with your very big tinkerer brain, you could figure it out.
He like reaches and with his kind of clawed fingers, he grabs it from you and he starts like turning it around and looking and he says, this seems to be some kind of arcano resonator. It seems to like, I don't know, vibrate at different frequencies. This is interesting. Fine, you can stay, but you be quiet.
I am nothing if not quiet.
Bullshit. Anyway, come in.
Can I see any little odd jobs that need doing or anything that piques my interest to play with? Because since Sneer says he's got it covered, I mean, I might as well just...
Sneer immediately scrambles up into a hammock that's been set up for him. That's not too, like a small hammock that's been set up in the top, and he's just like looking over the blueprints cross leg, and Fidja doesn't even really look up. She says, hello there, Anna, and hello, Ruby. Lots of work to go around. She just pushes a project in front of you, and it seems to be a valve that needs to be cleaned out and to replace a temporary one that's been put in place. It's not super fancy, but it's something that needs to get done.
Great. Hey, Anna, you want to give me a hand with this?
Anna is very enthusiastic about helping, but she doesn't know anything.
That's okay. I'll walk you through the steps. So I'm gonna do that.
So when do we lick it?
We don't lick it. We don't lick it. This is actually the valve for the waste system on the train. I would definitely not lick it.
So
different kind of science.
Different kind of science, yes.
So Luna and Sierra, you head to the back of the train, back to the lab, and you slip into the lab that has just Farg in it. He has a really large mug of tea and is just kind of like securing things a bit so that when the train starts moving, all the glass doesn't just spill. You're back. I guess you're staying here while we travel?
Oh, hi, Fark. Yeah, I was hoping you could help me with something. I have this flower.
Oh, it's magnificent. Where did you find these?
Just not very far from the train in the forest.
He gets some tweezers and he says, "May I?"
Yes, but be very careful. It's very cold.
He grabs onto it and the tweezers kind of freeze over a bit, but then he puts it down on like a little observation tray thing and starts poking at it. I'll see what I can find out for you, Luna.
Thank you, Fark. I was wondering if I promise not to leave the cart with them, if I could borrow the glasses one more time.
I would love to share them with you, but I snuck them back into Mervis's pocket when he wasn't looking.
Oh, do you know where he is right now?
I think he's in the next train car.
Okay.
The other lab car.
I want to go there.
Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna go over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that where you're gonna stay?
Yeah, Sierra, will you come with me?
It'll convince you that I'm not a ghost.
Oh, Sierra, I need to tell you a secret.
All right.
I'm actually really, really smart.
I don't know that that's a secret, Luna.
I think it is. And that's okay. But I told everyone that I thought you were a ghost because I knew they wouldn't believe me because they know you're not a ghost. Because I didn't want to tell them what I actually saw with the glasses because I didn't know if it was private.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it since, so I think I can only see it with the glasses. I'm a little worried that there is a ghost, but not you. And I don't know if the ghost likes you or if it likes the train or what it likes, but we should find it.
I know where it is. It's not a dangerous ghost. I mean, it's not. You're in no danger. That's it's a little private, but you're totally safe, and she won't hurt you.
She didn't seem like a scary ghost, but how come you've been walking around with a ghost this whole time?
So you guys have gotten into the lab at this point, and Mervis is there, and he is. His head is tilting over towards you a little bit, but he still pretends to be focused on what's ahead of him.
Oh, hi, Mervis. We're just talking about imaginary friends.
Luna, I don't think that is a wise use of your time.
But if you had a real friend who was an imaginary friend that was actually real, that was maybe a ghost and maybe imaginary, then maybe you might want to research it in case you found other imaginary friends who were also real out in the snow that looked like ghosts and maybe could pick up badgers.
Let's roll this hypothesis back a bit. You can't be both real and imaginary.
Are you sure? Did you
Yes.
research it? Can you prove
Do you
it?
mean-
Do you have formulas? I was going to make formulas.
Well, I mean, I'm always making formulas. You know me and my formulas, but you just...
Do you have
are
one
you
that says real does not equal imaginary?
When you say imaginary, do you mean not visible to everyone?
No, that's invisible. I know what words mean, Mervis.
Okay, well, if it is in fact real, despite whatever form it takes, then it cannot be imaginary.
But what if you imagined it and then it was real?
Well, then it transitioned from one state to the next.
But we should prove it. Research.
I think
Sure.
some things are they're left best unresearched.
And at this point, the train shifts for the first time in 4 or 5 days now. And you hear underneath your car, and you can hear the sound of it as like ice being shaken off from the bottom of the train cars, and slumping down into the snow in the track below. And then some of the snow on the top of some of the train cars slides off, and you can see down the windows them, like, the snow slumping as this progress finally lurches to life after a long time stationary. And now you're on the road. It doesn't move that fast, like, relative to real life things, but it's probably the fastest vehicle any of you have been on, even though it's going maybe like 25 miles an hour, like at the top speed. And it's you have all been on it before, I guess, so I shouldn't be doing this, but it's just been a while since the motion started. Mervis did not secure any of his work, and a couple of beakers spill onto the workspace, and like acid starts eating through, and he says, "Oh, you distracted me," and he goes and starts cleaning it up.
Mervis, do you happen to have anything that would help us see things that might be imaginary and might not be, but we want to make sure?
Yes, yeah, you can just borrow my glasses, it's fine. And he reaches and he's like, "Where are they?" And then he reaches for a pocket in his lab coat. He's like, "I don't usually put them there. I really need to pay more attention." And he puts it down and pushes it over to you.
Thank you. And I'll put them on again and look at Sierra again.
Just like
there is a kindly old woman, hair in a bun. She looks like she's in kind of like night robes kind of thing, a couple layers. And she's just hovering over Sierra's left shoulder.
What are you looking at?
Sierra, you have a friend.
It's very strange for you to be looking at me like that. It doesn't feel comfortable.
Well, do you know your friend is there?
Yes. Yeah, no. She's been there for a little while, and she's fine. That's
Can you see her?
not usually, no.
Do you want to see her? And I just like hand her the glasses. I think you should look.
No, and I just like knock the glasses out of your hand. Just like, I know she's there. That this is very upsetting for me, Luna. Some things you shouldn't brought at. And she's kind of like very upset, but trying not to show it. And she just like takes her hat off and goes to like sit down in the corner. She's just does not want to talk about this. It's just kind of like batting something. Like she doesn't really know where the ghost is, but like she doesn't want it there.
Mervis comes over, he picks up his glasses off the floor, and he just leans into Luna and says, "Is there something wrong with your friend?"
I think she's sad because she has a friend, but she doesn't have a friend. Like real and imaginary at the same time.
Apart from all of that being impossible, who is this friend of hers?
I don't know.
What does she look like? You said you could see her with the glasses?
Well, can't you see her with the glasses?
He puts them on and he looks over and says, "Yes, it's an old woman. Kind face. Strange." And he does the, like, lift the glasses up and put them back down a couple times.
See? Real, not real.
Luna. Yes. Yes. Her imaginary friend is only visible when we put the glasses on, and then then they become real. He goes over and sort of leans up against the counter and says, "Sierra, is it?"
That's right.
"Is there anything I can do to help?"
I don't think it's a problem.
All right. Is this a relative of yours?
Yes, sir.
And they've tethered themselves to you?
Yes, sir.
Does she speak to you?
Sometimes.
She isn't malevolent?
No, sir.
She won't bring any harm to the people of the train?
Not if they're not up to no good.
Well, then your granny is more than welcome to stay here with us for as long as she likes. I'd offer her some tea, but I only have real tea.
Not imaginary.
Yes.
So she's imaginary?
She's not imaginary.
I'm just humoring you, Luna, but yes, I was making a comedy joke. Anyway, while we're trapped in this car, Luna, you're going to get some work done. He pushes over some paperwork towards you. And Sierra, if you need anything or wish to borrow some equipment or what have you, or if you'd like to wear the glasses, I won't blame you.
Hey, Sierra, here you go. And I just passed her noodle.
Oh, thank you. Don't know what to do with this, but thank you.
He likes to cuddle, and he likes it when you pet him, but he doesn't like it if you fold the pages to save spots.
He kind of like tries to pet the very small paper thing. Like, soft, but it's cute.
All right, so back in the Tinker car, you're both Red Eye. You're struggling to get Anna to understand, to keep things out of her mouth, and Fidja is really buried into her work, and Sneer is kind of hopping around. He's walking over top of other people's work and grabbing pieces, even pieces of things that you are in the middle of working on. And he's got the blueprint in the other hand. And he's just like filling a pouch beside him with parts. Out of my way, come on, I got stuff to work on here.
Are you working on the resonator thing?
No.
Can we help?
No. I'm not doing that, and I don't need help.
Well, I mean, you're collecting parts while holding a blueprint.
We're in a Tinker
car. I've no
car.
interest in it before.
Could be building any number of things.
Do you want to share some of the things you're building with? Because
No.
yeah, but you're taking
No.
pieces I'm using.
I'll find some more replacements. These are the ones I need.
All right, I'm gonna roll my eyes, and I guess I'm gonna go look for some no pieces. Anna, can you help me find one of these? It's a long, sticky thing.
I go, yep, sure. And then I grab something completely not what you need. Is this it?
Nope. Here's the wall
Okay.
of all the parts. Come take a peek.
So as you approach, you're reaching out to grab along the thing that seems like a long sticky thing from the wall. Just where you were about to grab, an arrow shoots through the side of the train car, and you jump back. And I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh, God.
10.
I got 2.
10 and 2? Sorry. I got to roll for my things, too, here.
Oh, good. Plural.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So, okay, I'll get you guys first. Anna, what'd you get?
2. Wait, I rolled 4. Sorry.
4 total?
I
Okay.
forgot to math. Yeah.
Lunabelle, what'd you get?
10.
Sierra?
8.
Caught unawares.
It's very emotional right now.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Red Eye.
I got 10.
Okay. Between Luna and Red Eye, who wants to go first?
I'm gonna go, if that's okay.
Mhm.
So, whoa, what was that? I'm going to, I'm gonna grab.
Sorry, I just have to
my-
quickly roll initiative for mine, and then we will
Yep.
be good to go.
Yep, I'm just gonna grab my hand axe and sort of
Sure.
look around and crouch and be ready for. Like, are there windows on the Tinker car?
Yeah, they kind of have small portholes that you can kind of. They're a little further up, but there are some step stools at the base that Sneer has set up.
Must be in the trees.
While Rin's doing that, I kind of like cross my arms, pull the guns out, and like lean up against a wall like this. Or like the wall beside the window, or the stool with the window. I like just do that.
Sounds good. Mm-hmm. Okay. All of anything that I rolled was all higher than what you rolled, but you guys are still in train cars right now. So, the train is barreling, and now out of that hole with the arrow shot in, the arrow kind of gets pulled out, and now there's a whistling sound as the air rushes past, and snow is starting. A little bit of snow is starting to come in through the hole. Back in the lab car, you start hearing strange. At first, you think they're hoof sounds, but they are bipedal. Something is running up alongside the train car, and a very sharp dagger point slams through the side of the lab car and just starts to cut. It just like drags maybe an inch and opens up, and an eye, a ice blue eye, like peers in through the window. So we'll start with Red Eye.
What is this? Is this car made of tin? So I've got my hand axe. I am going to. Actually, I'm gonna slide the door open while we're just a crack to see what's outside.
Okay.
On this, is it possible actually to slide? Is there a door on the side where the arrow came from?
No.
No.
There's a door that opens up on the opposite side, and then there's also doors on either. And
I'm gonna peek out the door at the back of the cabin or the car, but like I said, I'm only gonna open it a little bit, and I'm gonna see if I can see anything.
The first thing you see is one of the priests from the chapel car, which is what's directly behind you, and it's the dwarf, Sister Greta.
Okay.
She kind of nods at you and says, "Is someone punching holes in the side of your car?"
Yes. We just someone just shot an arrow in here. Did that happen in the chapel too?
Yes, it shattered one of our windows. I'll check the other side. And she goes back in. If you can give me a perception check.
Sure can. 17.
You crane your neck out to try and see where the. It's tough because the wind whipping by is cold on your face, and it's tough to keep your eyes open. But you take a look out, and coming, kind of lagging behind. Seemingly they came up to the train from in front and is starting to pass by are what appear to be elven people riding. They're in like thick kind of heavy furs, kind of a Viking kind of garb, but they're mounted on the back of these huge birds. They have beaks that are shaped like axe blades and small kind of like ostrich wings, but really like feathers down to their ankles, like Clydesdale horses have fur.
Wow.
And
how many do I see?
From where you can see, you're seeing 2 or 3 of them, and they've got longbows, skillfully just clinging onto the birds with their legs and firing longbows at the side of the cars.
I would like to throw one of my hand axes at them.
Okay.
Yep. So let me do that.
Sounds good.
Oh, I do not do so good. I get a 4.
This is a circumstance under which you have not thrown your axe before, and it flings out of your hand and curves sharply to the back, like towards the back of the train. Somewhere along the way, it slams into the side of the train and spooks someone else inside of a train car further back.
Whoops.
All right.
At least they'll know we mean business.
Unless you want to do any more movement, maybe you have another 20 feet of movement. You could get up onto the top of the car. That's about it.
Not sure that's a wise idea right now.
Okay.
Gonna maybe walk towards the chapel car though, so I guess I'll cross the divide between the cars and stand sort of right at the doorway into the chapel car.
Okay. Greta is a little surprised to see you, but she kind of half grabs onto your arm and pulls you in and closes the door behind you. Okay, that brings us to Luna.
Okay. This is terrifying. Is there a window or anything that I can see out of?
The lab cars have 2 very tall, like very high up windows that are just basically slits for just to let a little bit of light in. It's really not they don't want anyone peering into the lab cars.
Right. Okay. So I will probably need to move to the door, I guess, and crack it open to see what's out there.
You sliding open the side door, or are you going to the front or the back of the car?
I think the side door.
Okay. That's where the dagger came through. And so you slide the door aside, and there are 3 elves in heavy furs riding these strange large birds with axe-shaped beaks, and they're each loading up another arrow to fire.
Okay, so I immediately like call for Noodle to come to me, which he'll do on his own turn. And I forgot to roll initiative for him, and he got 4. So
Okay.
wait, what's his plus to dexterity? He might have got 6. I think it's 6. He has a +2, I think.
Let's
So
call it 6.
yeah.
6 for Noodle.
And when I'm going to hold my action so that when he gets to me, I'm going to cast, where did my thing just go? It's called Dragon's Breath. And I touch a willing creature and imbue it with the power to spew magical energy from its mouth, provided it has a mouth. And I'm going to choose fire damage. And he can do it for a full minute after I touch him with it. So.
Holy crow. Okay. Cool. Yeah, well, I mean, he gets over to you without a... Oh, no, it's not his turn yet, yeah. Okay, sounds good. You're holding fire breath to give it to the paper dragon.
Yep.
All right. Anything else, Luna?
That's it.
All right. That brings us to Sierra.
I am going to go to the door with Luna, and I am going to reach out and point towards one of the creatures, and I would like to cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. That's a wisdom check. I think it is a wisdom check. No, I do the wisdom save. I do the wisdom save. You don't need to roll.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And
Oh, good.
the elf got a 9, so I think he failed.
Oh, 13, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So, 1d8. 7.
7? All right.
Necrotic damage.
The elf that you hit is about to fire another arrow and then lets it loose in the wrong direction as his hand reaches up to grab his head. Sorry, that was 7 points, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, Luna, you don't see a lot in the effect of this spell, but you do see her hand point out, and then an elf grab onto his head.
Okay.
Anything else, Sierra? Bonus actions? No?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. It's Noodle's turn. Noodle makes it over to you, lands in your hand, and you cast Fire Breath on it.
Awesome. So him and I were practicing this, and he learned this just recently. And so he is going to point. It's a 15-foot cone. So he's going to make sure he doesn't catch Sierra. And he's going to point his 15-foot cone out at the Elfie dudes.
Okay, there's one close enough that the one that had the dagger is the only one that's close enough to do that,
Okay.
too. But that's a dex save from them.
Yes. I don't know what the it has its own. The spell itself has a DC.
It's based on your DC, I think.
Oh. Then what's mine? Where is it? Where do I find my?
Your spell save DC should be at the top of your spells.
At the top of my spells. Got it. Thank you. Okay.
He rolled a 5.
He definitely fails. It's a 13. So he takes 3d6 damage. I need a moment, please. 1, 2, 3d6s. Okay, here they go. Whoa, that's 13 damage.
The elf and the creature that it's riding on are just set completely aflame, and the person on the mounted elf falls to the ground in the snow and rolls off as the bird desperately tries to shake the flame off of it and veers off into the woods.
Good boy, Noodle. Good boy.
That's terrifying. All right, Anna.
If I wanted to like talk to the closest sort of mounted elf, would that count as like an action or?
You can talk like a little bit for a freebie. No big long conversation, but.
Okay. I run out to kind of where Rin was before, and I kind of yell in Elvish to the nearest mounted elf, "Hey, what gives?"
In Elvish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was studying with Walker.
They'll respond on their turn.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I guess I'll wait for their response before.
Do you want to hold an action or anything?
I don't really understand how that works, honestly.
You basically declare something you would like to do later in the turn.
Okay.
And then you describe a trigger for it. So, if the elf attacks me, I will shoot my gun at it. Or if another arrow comes to the train, I will duck under a table. Something like that.
Okay. Can I say like if the elf like acts is hostile and tries to hurt anyone on the train?
Sure.
Can I? Okay. So if that happens, I'd like to non-lethally shoot the wing of the creature to try to just slow them down and get rid of them.
Okay, sure. Sounds good.
Yeah.
At the first sign of violence, you will do that.
Yeah. And also a bonus action with the other one. 2 guns.
You can't delay the bonus action, so.
Okay.
You can only do the one. You can only do one shot.
All right. I'm good with that.
Alrighty. So, at the top of the round. One of the elves on the side of the Tinker car. Wait, has anyone opened the door on the Tinker car, or was that only on the lab car?
I had opened the back door, but not the side door.
Right. Okay. So on the lab car, one of the with the door where the door is open, one of these elves rides up there unarmed, or they seem to have no armament, but they start waving their hands around and chanting. And I'm going to get both Sierra and Luna to make Constitution saves, please.
Oh dear. That's a 4.
That's also a 4.
All right. The elf slaps his hands together, and a wave of noise, like thunderous noise, echoes out from where it claps, and you get knocked back. Both get knocked back and take 6 points of thunder damage. And about a third of the glass inside of the car just shatters. Acid and stranger alchemical things start like melting out of their bottles and smashing on the ground. A couple of holes are forming in the wall, the back wall where the workspace is. Mervis is like ducked underneath things as soon as the first thing happened, and noticeably the wall, the outside wall of the lab car is like dented in where the door is from the impact of the noise. Next up is right. You can hear as you all sort of are trying to get your bearings as to what's going on. Actually, in the chapel car, a couple more windows get shattered by arrows being fired in. Some of the arrows go right through, and the chaplain has to like move out of the way, as like moves out of the way just in time to dodge an arrow. There is a paladin in this car as well, brother Remus, but he's wielding a warhammer and kind of mad that he can't do anything about this just yet. Okay. A couple of the bandits are trying to get close enough to get into... two of them ride up. They're going to try and jump into the open lab car door. One misjudges his jump and grabs onto the side and starts hanging from the roof out of view. The other one lands right in to the car with you. Pulls out a curved sword with an ornate wooden handle and takes a swing at Sierra. A 10, I imagine, doesn't hit you.
Nope.
Okay. That brings us back to Red Eye.
So I'm gonna tell Sister Greta and the dude who looks like a paladin, the big beefy dude, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Brother Remus.
Take care,
Yep.
Brother Remus. I assume there's still injured folk in here, or they're civilians, or...
No, there's actually no one in
No?
the car. The two people they have been taking care of have actually been reintegrated into Progress and have been given... Yeah.
Okay. Brother Remus, to me, Sister Greta, go get yourself safe, keep low. And then I'm going to open... Now, there's a side door on the chapel, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to open the side door a crack again. And while I'm moving to there, I'm also going to just equip my next hand axe.
Okay. As you creak the door open slightly, you witness just... You look right down to the end of the train, and you see this thunderous clap of energy go out and dent in the side of the lab car that you know that your friends are in. You just see the tail end of it happening. If I can get a perception check from you, please.
Yes. 14.
Something is making the trees move in the woods. That's moving forward that's moving towards the train at a fairly decent tilt. Something is making the trees kind of move like this as it gets closer, but you can't make out what it is yet.
Okay. So I'm just going to shut the door, and I'm going to let Brother Remus know there's something in the forest, something big. And I don't know what it is. We have to find a way to tell someone we have to take care of this. So who would we tell? We're just going to try and get back to... I guess we'll go to the lab car. My friends are in there. We have to get to the lab cars. They can help us.
Remus says, I'll go and alert the military. It's the lab car's on the way. I'll talk to them.
That makes sense. I forgot we had the army.
Yeah. So
Let's do that.
He starts moving through the train cars, hopping from train car to train car, heading back towards the... It's quite a long trip. It's going to take him a few rounds to get there, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay in the chapel for now.
Luna.
Okay, I am going to chromatic orb this elf person who has entered our cart.
All right, so it's very close quarters. There's not a lot of room for you to move around. The attack will probably be at disadvantage unless you can give me a good argument as to where you get to get.
Well, didn't we get blasted all the way to the back of the room?
Yeah, but the cars aren't that deep. They're maybe like 10 feet deep max. Yeah.
Okay. So are spells at disadvantage when they're too close?
Any ranged attack is at disadvantage if you're right beside the person. You could move away. There is a chance for an attack of opportunity.
Unless it's a touch spell?
Yeah, no, that's a melee attack. So.
Excellent. Okay, so I will cast the cantrip Shocking Grasp and reach out to bzz him.
Okay. What do you need for me? Or no, it's an attack roll for you, right?
Yeah, attack roll for me. And I have advantage on the attack roll if the target is wearing armor made of metal, but he's not. He looks like a Viking.
He's wearing hide and stuff, yeah.
Perfect. Excellent. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. Here I go. That's a 10.
Unfortunately, these very thin, very wily elves, despite being weighed down by a lot of furs, he ducks out of the way and grabs onto your hand and throws it away, and prevents you from hitting him.
Okay. I am going to be done then.
Okay. Sierra.
I am going to reach forward, and I would like to. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out if this one is a ranged attack or not.
What's the spell? Or do you want to type the spell to me?
Or? Mind Spike.
Oh, shit. I got no idea. Sounds awesome. I imagine it's a saving throw for the person, not an attack roll. So you're fine.
Okay, cool. Yes. So he will have to. It's a wisdom saving throw.
12?
No, you gotta be 13.
Oh, shit. Okay. His mind gets spiked.
His mind is gonna get so spiked. Let me roll this spiking. 15 spiking.
Wow.
Right. His. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Go ahead. Oh, I also now always know where he is.
Right. Well, he's in whatever particular afterlife that he needs to belong in, because this one drops his weapon and it clatters and falls out the side of the train, and he stumbles back as blood comes out of his ears, nose, and eyes, and he just lets out a shriek of terror and falls out of the train. So he did. Noodles.
Noodle. So the guy in the cart is dead, and the guy who was closest to the cart is dead. Is there any other guys nearby that Noodle can see from the door of the cart?
Give me a perception roll for Noodle.
For Noodle. Let me pull his little chart up. Where we go? I'm rolling, and then I'm noodling. There's his chart. Okay. Perception. What status perception? Is it wisdom?
Wisdom.
Okay, he only got a 7 then. He's not very perceptive.
The only one that he can spot is the one that cast the Thunderwave spell in the first place.
So, but he can see him and he can breathe on him?
He needs to move. He'll need to move towards him.
He will move towards him and he will breathe on him.
Okay, that's a dexterity save.
Yes, please.
Blech, 7.
He fails and takes 3d6 damage. Whoa, 2 6s! Hold on, I gotta show you. Can you see them?
I believe you.
2 6s and a 3.
All right, so that's
15.
Noodle has trouble on the wind, but manages to get over towards this particular elf and let out a wide cone of flame, which completely consumes the elf. But after the flame is done, he brings his arm down, which he had brought up to protect his face, and is still scorched, singed fur everywhere, but still alive. So this elf seems to be a little sturdier than some.
Valid.
And that brings us to Anna.
So the mounted elf that I was talking to didn't.
Oh,
Wait.
what other languages do you know again?
I know Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Gnomish.
It replies in a version of Elven that you have not heard before, but that you are pretty sure is that you haven't heard in a long time, and you can only pick out certain words. And
Okay.
It says like one of the words is interloper, and another one is steel beast, and then something that sounds a lot like swears.
Okay. All right. They don't seem like they want to be persuaded into anything, so I'm gonna shoot the wings.
Okay. Of the bird creature they're on.
Yeah. But this is like my action. It's not delayed, right?
Yeah, that's right. Because it's actually your turn.
Yeah. 14.
14. That hits.
Nice. Okay. I was like, oh crap! I'm not used to hitting, so I have to do something else now. 7.
7 damage.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it sticks into the side of the bird, pinning the wing sort of to its side, and the bird veers off. You realize that they're not really on saddles or anything. They're just riding right on the backs of the birds, and maybe it's not as tame and under control as you think, and it veers off away. And even though the elf is trying to like steer it back by grabbing onto its neck.
How many other of the bird things are nearby? Or is that the only one?
There are 3 more that you can see now on your side. There's 4 on each side.
Okay. For my bonus action, I'd like to shoot the next closest one.
Okay.
In the wing, the same way. Same roll.
That's another hit.
So it's 14. Ooh, 10 damage.
All right. This time, the bird tilts from left to right and then collapses, unconscious or not, like completely knocked out, flinging its rider off into the snow.
Okay.
All right.
All
That's
right.
everything for you?
I'm happy with that turn. Yeah.
All right. The magic-using elf is going to cast... All right. He looks past where Noodle is, and there's like a ringing in everyone's ears in the lab car, and it starts to grow louder and louder and louder until it actually manifests into a sphere of noise exploding in the middle of the lab car. I'm going to need everyone in the lab car to make a Constitution save.
Yes.
18.
Also 18. That's really weird. I rolled a 19 minus 1.
Okay, I can't roll worth shit.
No.
That's fine, I know you feel real bad. So, you each take 4 points of thunder damage.
4?
Yeah.
trying to kill me today.
And where the sphere of sound exploded out, it actually blasted a bunch of the roof off, and now wind and snow is getting inside of the lab. Basically, a third of the lab's walls are just completely just gone and just ripped open like a tuna can. He lets the elf sneers at you and smiles.
Rude.
Okay, next up. Ruby, you are still inside of the chapel, right?
That I am, but I think I am going to head on out and definitely make my way towards the lab cars because it looks pretty serious down there.
Okay.
So,
You
gonna
can
go.
get... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's only the side door on this one, right? On the chapel car, there's no.
Nope, there's the front back. You got pulled in through the front of the
Yeah.
exterior.
Okay, I'll exit by the back. It'll take me that much closer.
Okay, and you'll just start going from car to car?
Yep.
All right, so you can clear, if you're going at full tilt and not doing anything else, you can clear 2 cars around.
Perfect.
And at that speed, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can I stay alert and ready for defending myself if need be? While moving?
If you want to move double speed, which is what's getting you through these 2 cars, then you have to use your action to do it.
Okay.
But if you want, you can just move your regular speed and hold an action for. In case
No, it's good. I'll do double speed and I'll just see what happens.
Okay. Sure.
Famous last word.
Each turn you can redecide what you're doing, right? So when it comes back around next turn, I'll give you an update. But you move, you push through the chapel car, and you go through the priest's sleeper car, which they generously have left the doors unlocked, and make it into the day car, where several people are hiding under. The day car is basically like a classic train car, Western train car, where it's just seats, bench seats, and there are several people in the day car that are hiding underneath their seats, as arrows just fire in through the glass from all directions.
Stay down. It'll be okay.
Luna.
All right, I'm going to attack that same wizard elf person thing that didn't die.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot him with magic missile at first level.
Okay, so that's just 3d4 plus 3 auto hits.
Yep.
Stupid magic missile.
It's 1d4 plus 1 3 times, right?
Yes.
I know.
3d4 plus 3.
Yep, you are correct. Okay, so that's a 3 plus 1 is 4 damage for the first one. 2 damage for the second one.
Okay. 6.
And 4 damage for the third one. So that's
20.
10. 10.
10, yeah.
I was like, whoa, 20 would be a lot. No. 10.
All right. A little gadget whirs to life on Lunabelle's armor and whips up a few little balls of energy that fly out and slam into this. Slam into the elf. I'm going to give them a dexterity save. They fall off of the bird from the impact into the snow and out of view, very quickly out of view, and the bird continues running. Okay. That brings us to Sierra.
You said the elf is now out of view?
Yeah, it's just the bird running.
Where did the elf go?
He got shot off of the bird by the magic missiles.
Missile. So we can't see. I can't see anyone in range.
Just the bird that's slowly losing speed. Give me a perception roll.
Oh, let's lose this. 18.
You too notice something big coming out of the that's moving the trees near the edge of the woods. It's maybe 80 feet away, and it's big enough to be shaking the snow out of the treetops as it's plowing towards you.
I would like to. Can I pick up Lunabelle and run toward, like, take her towards the other car where everyone else is?
Yeah. I mean, you have to get permission from Lunabelle, obviously.
Do I though? Lunabelle, can we go? Like, look at her and.
Piggyback ride time.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So on Lunabelle's turn, you'll be able to move your speed, basically, which will move to the next train car, effectively, which is the next lab car up, with Farg in it. Okay. That is Sierra's turn. Noodle.
Noodle will just, probably attach himself to me so that he can come with us. And he will hold his fire breath in case anyone comes within range of being able to breathe on them. Okay. And then he'll breathe on them.
All right. Next is Anna.
Can I see any other elves close by?
You have put 2 out of commission. There are 2 more.
Okay, and they're on the birds?
Yeah.
Okay, to clarify, are the birds flying or running?
They're running. They're kind of like chocobo.
Okay. I was picturing like they're flying for some reason.
No. They are flightless, large flightless birds that they're riding on.
Okay.
Like ostriches? Sorry.
Bigger than ostriches, sturdier than an ostrich. They're kind of like that's about the right kind of shape, but they've got really powerful legs and feathers all the way down. A lot more prehistoric looking, and then they have a beak that looks like an axe.
Right.
A bit of an axe.
Ooh. Okay. Okay, before I do anything, I want to yell back to Sneer and Figja in the Tinker's car and ask, do we have anything that goes boom?
Everything goes boom in here.
Is there anything we can make go boom on them?
I'm on it.
Okay, so while he's doing that, I want to do the same thing. Aim for the wings, I guess, or a leg, non-lethal, sure. Something that'll do something to the bird.
Okay.
17.
That hits.
Yeah. And 3. Does the misfire count if it's for the damage roll?
No.
Okay. So then
just on the attack. Damage. Okay.
And then
Sorry, the bullet sinks into the side of the bird or into the bird's leg, but it doesn't seem to slow it down.
Okay. I'll aim for that one again with my other gun as my bonus action.
Sure.
21.
Okay, that hits.
Yeah. Ooh, and 10 damage.
Yeah, in this case, the second shot just you can hear echoing through the windy forest the snap of the bird's leg as it collapses and rolls off with its wrapped up with its rider.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of blood sprays the snow as it rolls. Okay, top of the old round. Okay. There is another large boom sound that the people in the lab car area can hear, and it sounds like it's 3 or 4 cars back. you don't really have an idea of what it is, but it seems very similar to the spell that just hit the lab car. Piercing kind of sound and then a large explosion of noise. Okay. Sierra, you haven't moved yet, so... Alright, that brings us to Red Eye.
I'm currently in the day car, right?
You were moving backwards from the Tinker Workshop.
Yeah,
You have
from
made
the
it...
chapel car.
The chapel car, that's right. And you went full tilt, you made it to the day car, yeah.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna look out the back door of the day car before I proceed through the observation car.
Give me a perception check.
Absolutely. I am not particularly perceptive today. I am perceiving 9.
You can't really see inside the car. There's a lot of snow that's covering up the back window. But on the top of the car, you definitely notice that the windows on the top have been shattered and from the outside.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go through it anyway.
All right. You get into you kick the door open in the observation car, and there are 4 armed elves that have broken in through the roof. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of on me. Okay. I guess I'm out of moves.
It doesn't take long for you to get into... I would say there's at least one within range of a melee swing if you really want to.
Sure. I currently have my hand axe, so I might as well try and smack him with it. Let's give that a go. That is a 6. No, wait, that's damage. Sorry. I rolled damage. What I should be rolling is
your D20,
actually my D20. Yep, hang on, sorry.
It's okay.
It's a 12.
All right, that actually hits.
Yes, and now I will roll my D6. Sorry, I was like, I knew there was something wrong. Okay, that's even better. That's an 8.
8 damage?
Yes.
Okay. And sorry, you're using a what weapon?
My hand axe.
Oh, okay. And
I've had 2.
Right.
So one is gone to the miles away by now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then this is the other one.
This one you just attacked with, you didn't throw though, right?
Correct. I just slashed with.
All right. Yeah. So it's not the elf is not dead, but they fall back into one of the seats in the observation car, holding on to the wound in their shoulder.
Yay.
Luna.
Okay, so we're moving, right? And I'm not in charge of my movement, so Sierra, take us away.
On Luna's turn, you pick her up and moved back one car to the next lab car where Farg is. You see Farg, and he's got his hands gripping onto the side of, onto the shoulders of one of these elves and just chucking them out the door of the car.
I'm happy to put you. I can put you down, like if that's what you want to assume I did.
No, I'm good. I don't need to stand on my own 2 feet to cast spells. Let me see. So Farg throws him out, and like he's gone, or like he's still struggling.
Yeah, it's the car had gotten boarded, and he seems to have wrestled him out and threw him. Farg's breathing heavy. What did I just do?
Good job, Farg. Sierra, let's go farther. And I'll use my action. I don't really know how this works. To sprint, even though I'm not sprinting.
You can't sprint while you're being held by someone else.
Right. So, okay. What can I do to help you go faster? Nothing. I can't do it. I will send message to Anna and I will say, hey, we're coming right now to you. And
All right.
that's it.
Hannah, you receive that message. So
She can
that
say
brings-
something back apparently. I don't know if it
Oh,
has to
that's-
wait till her turn, but
No, you can say it back now, Anna.
I'll say Rin disappeared. I think she's on her way to you.
the end.
Okay. Sierra.
There's no elves like currently in this car. They've been.
There were only one seemed to get in, and Fargus tossed them right out.
What can we see out the window / hole of the train?
Give me a perception roll.
21.
You don't see immediately. There's a few behind the train. There are a few birds that are that are running around that seem to have lost their riders. A couple of elves are pulling themselves up from the snow and like waving their weapons in the air, but they're slowly becoming smaller and smaller as the train is getting away from them. As you turn to look the other direction and up, you see that further up the train there are several elves that have boarded onto the roofs. And a couple of them are... You see a couple swing down and smash into the windows on the side, into the private sleepers, which are just up ahead.
Whew. How would it be an entire turn to get to there?
No, one turn into the first of the two private sleepers. So you could use your movement this turn to get right into there. And they are there.
All right. What do they look like?
You move into the next car?
Yeah.
Okay. As you get in, there are 3 elves that have gotten into this. You get in just as the third elf smashes their way through the window and lands.
Jesus. Okay. I would like... Am I near enough to one to hit it with a rapier? Can I get near one?
Yeah, with a little bit of your extra... Yeah, you have a little bit of movement left. You can go.
Okay. Let us attack that guy with the rapier. One moment, please. It's just a d20 and then plus...
Plus your... whatever the bonuses in your sheet says.
I got a 7. It's not hitting him.
All right. These elves are very different from the ones that were living in the big city. The elves of the big city have usually pale skin. These ones have kind of a tanned look. Not dark, but obviously from the sun reflecting off of snow and that kind of thing, they've got kind of a light tan kind of skin. And they just move with, like, animal-like grace out of the way of the rapier swing. The saber swing, sorry. Okay, Noodle. Oh,
All
Noodle
right.
sees a car full of these things. So I guess Noodle was holding his action before, technically.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so...
He will fire the heck out of that car.
All right, so there are passengers in the way.
He will not fire nice people.
Okay, he either hits elves and passengers or nobody at all.
Because passengers will just die.
Correct.
Noodle will not hit passengers.
Okay, he gives up his held action. Now it's his turn. What do you want to do?
Does he see any other elves outside the cart anywhere?
You are currently in the first of the sleeper cars. There are not, out the windows of this car, you don't see anything. They're all inside with you.
Yeah, okay. He's going to... He's going to bite the closest elf.
They can't attack stuff. Your familiar can't attack things. He can attack things with the fire breath because you cast a spell on him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He
can give advantage to someone.
He will do that. He will give advantage to. It's probably me who's next. So I guess I'll just have him help me out and give me advantage.
On the next attack against the nearest elf?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds good. Anna.
I want to check on Sneer, see how the boom is going.
He is stuffing a what looks like the casing from the one of the pistons. He's just like stuffing it with whatever he can find that looks like it's gonna, it's either gonna do damage when it explodes or that will explode, and he's just filling it up.
Okay. I aim at the last bird.
Okay.
Ooh, nat 20.
All right. You just disable the bird. I won't even. You can roll damage if you want. You can roll damage.
Yeah, 6.
You roll double the dice.
Oh, I can do that?
Yeah, for the crit. Yeah.
Oh. I've never rolled well before, so this is all new to me. And 9.
So 9 total?
Of
6
the,
and
yeah.
6
well,
and 3?
No, 6 and 9.
Okay. What are you rolling to do damage again?
D8.
Okay, so you only have the bonus once to the roll.
Okay, then 6 and 7.
Okay, still really good.
There's a lot of mass.
Yeah, there is no. You're pretty sure this bird is not going to survive, as its side is just blown out by the gun, and it staggers and falls, pinning its rider to the ground.
Whoops.
Okay, so I'm going to keep this turn order, but we're going to wrap up soon. At the top of the round, the thing that's been coming through the woods finally bursts through the tree line. It's a mammoth. Similar, it's a little bigger than the one that you saw in the woods. It's got several elves riding on the back of it, and clasped in its tusks is a large tree trunk. And it's got it up angled as though it's going to jam it between two of the cars. And that's where we're going to leave it for now.
Holy guacamole!
Yeah, so we'll start next game in the middle of combat with a derailment. We don't know, and that game will be back on schedule. So we will be back on October 20th. So I want to say thank you to all my players and welcome to Bianca. I hope that you had a good time in your first game.
Sure did.
Hopefully we'll have our beloved Walker back. Jess should be back. She's just doing family stuff this weekend. And so we'll be at full house. We'll be 5 players next next game. I wish we were playing every week, but I think I would die. So I don't want to do that, so that we can keep playing. Stay tuned next weekend, though. There is a Cold Iron game every Saturday, as you know, except for Tornado Saturdays. But we are doing a spell card giveaway, so you'll be able to get your hands on a set of the prototypes from the Deck of Many animated spell cards, which ended at a large amount of money. I won't brag on this station, but you can come and hear me brag on other stations at other times. So yeah, we're doing a giveaway on that weekend, so tune in for details on that at the next Cold Iron.